The events this past week in Boston really shows the horrible side of what can happen in this world, but it also shows the strength of a community. This is a picture taken from one of our viewers of the scene outside his room after the second suspect was captured on Friday. It's the people of Boston coming together, celebrating, showing this will just make them stronger. So today we wanted to highlight the good happening in the world. One of the biggest misconceptions of our generation is that we're entitled and lazy. Today we're squashing that stereotype and talking to some extraordinary millennials that are proving we're motivated to change the world for the better. Let's do this. You know all the questions you ask the internet because you're too scared to say them out loud? Well, it's time to stop being afraid and start talking. Relationships, college, jobs, celebrities, social issues, and sex. Then we'll get into the taboo stuff.
The Chelsea Krost Show, a fresh take on talk.
DoSomething.org is the country's largest nonprofit for young people and social change. This organization spearheads national campaigns for causes like bullying, homelessness, cancer, and hunger. Every year they hold the VH1 Do Something Awards to honor extraordinary young people making a difference. Take a look at their latest campaign.
There's only one way to make a peanut butter sandwich. Peanut butter, your jam, and don't be shy, then your cereal. Everybody got a napkin. Now, not everybody out there likes a Scott and McCreary PB&J, but most people like peanut butter. That's why it's one of the most requested items for food pantries. Do something about hunger by donating jars of peanut butter or jam to your local food pantry with Walmart and DoSomething.org's Peanut Butter and Jam Slam. Visit DoSomething.org/PBJ to find out how.
With us from DoSomething.org is one of their past nominees, Adam Lowy, who is also the founder of MoveForHunger.org, which has joined forces with moving companies across the country to pick up unwanted, non-perishable food items from those who are moving and deliver it to their local food banks. Welcome to the Chelsea Krost Show. I'm so happy you're here.
Thanks so much for having me.
You know, Do Something Awards is an amazing organization, and they make it so easy and fun for young people to get involved. How did you and Do Something unite?
DoSomething.org is awesome. When I first had my idea for Move for Hunger, it was just that. It was an idea. It was a simple concept, and I went to some of their boot camps, and basically they helped me brainstorm. They helped find me resources. They started me out with a grant for $1,000, and then a year and a half later, I was winning $10,000 on their VH1 award show. So they've been amazing. I
love how they spearhead these national campaigns and bring these important topics to light, and also empower the millennial generation with bringing their organizations to this platform. And that campaign that we just saw, I mean, 1 in 6 people are hungry today. You're doing everything in your power to help those who are hungry have food, but that number is too large.
Absolutely. A lot of people don't really realize how big a problem hunger is in the United States. 1 in 6 Americans, include 17 million children here in the US, every single day that go to bed hungry. And that number is growing, and that number is growing quickly. And the people that you think are hungry, it's not necessarily that demographic or that stereotype. It's not just the homeless person or the people that are out of work, but it's people with 1 or 2 jobs that are trying to make ends meet and pay their mortgages and pay for their medication and their car payments, and food is often the last thing that they have to think about.
Now, your family has a moving company, but then you morphed it into Move for Hunger, the organization. How did that happen?
Yeah, so my great-grandpa started a moving company here in Jersey about 90 years ago. And in that time, obviously a lot of stuff has gone to waste when people move, whether it be clothing or furniture or food. And it got to a point where we just got sick and tired of seeing the amount of food just wasted when people were relocating. So we figured, at the very least, let's just ask people, would you be willing to donate this food? And in 1 month of just asking a question, we collected 300 pounds of food for our local food bank.
Insane. So amazing. So what happens to the food once it's delivered to the local food banks?
So we took that 300 pounds, which I thought was a crowning achievement at that time, and we brought it to the food bank, which is only about 1.5 miles from where I lived. And they told me that there were 125,000 people in my county that didn't have enough to eat. And hunger wasn't something that I'd grown up thinking about. You know, it had always been that problem that was somewhere overseas.
When you're not faced with the problem, sometimes you don't realize it is a problem for others.
Exactly. And if you're not aware of a problem, you can't do anything to fix it. So that number stuck in my head. I was wondering, where are these people? Why aren't people talking about it? So I quit my job to found Move for Hunger. And, you know, figuring out a way to use existing resources and moving companies, get this food to where it needs to be, raise awareness about problems locally throughout the nation, and then this food in turn would go to provide a meal to a family in need.
So half of the world's food is actually thrown away, which is crazy.
Yeah.
You know, are there certain things that every household or every person can do to, you know, take certain steps to not waste so much food?
Absolutely. The first thing, you know, we're in a nation that buys a lot. You know, you go to any of the big discount stores or the big, you know, Costco's or whoever it might be, and you are buying tons of food. We don't need that much. You know, think about what you're purchasing. And if you are going to purchase a little bit extra, make sure you find a way to do something with it instead of just discarding it. Move for Hunger is a perfect example of taking that leftover food and repurposing it to a family in need.
When Hurricane Sandy hit, being that I live in Manhattan, a few friends and I, we went out to Staten Island and New Jersey to help in any way that we could and volunteer and just get dirty and do whatever anybody needed. And I saw how many people needed food. And Move for Hunger also helped. What did you do to, you know, empower those victims?
So we never thought of ourselves as a disaster relief organization, but our office is right on the Jersey Shore, and we got hit just like everybody else. Fortunately, we've got a network of over 450 moving companies and a few thousand real estate professionals all across the nation. And they really stood up. We had companies that were filling tractor trailer loads of food and driving them across country to New Jersey. We had companies that were donating trucks and men to help the food banks get food out to people in need. And we even got a tractor trailer load of boxes delivered, donated, because you couldn't buy a box in any of these big stores to pick up the pieces of the lives that were lost. So we're getting those out to emergency professionals across New Jersey.
It's amazing to see the people coming together, especially when there's a crisis like a hurricane or a disaster. One of my viewers has a question for you. Let's take a look.
Absolutely.
How do I start a food drive at my school?
So food drives is something that we do very well. Last year we actually organized over 170 food drives across the nation. And just a month ago, we did our very first district-wide food drive in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. There were 25 schools, 17,000 students. We provided all the boxes, all the flyers, and even sent a truck to pick everything up. These kids collected 12,000 pounds of food in 1 week. So this fall, we are going out and mobilizing. We're trying to get 500 schools across the nation to join us in holding food drives at their school. And Move for Hunger is going to provide all of the resources, again, the boxes, the flyers, and the transportation to get this food locally to the food banks near these schools.
It is so easy for everybody to get involved, and you're just making it that much easier for college students especially to get involved and volunteer and give back. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all that you're doing. And to find out how you can get involved, you can visit our website. And thank you so much again. We'll be right back.